G'day, welcome to TrekTrav. I'm Trav, and this is a new series I'm starting called Aussie Sci-Fi. You may be asking, hey, what is Aussie Sci-Fi? The biggest franchise I could talk about to you is the Mad Max series, starring Mel Gibson originally, directed by George Miller, created by George Miller, filmed, two of them filmed in Australia, and this amazing franchise of a post-World War III world. Now, you might think, Travis, why are you watching a show with cars? You're a gay guy and have no interest in cars. That is true. I knew about Mad Max, but it was about cars, so I didn't watch it. Until about 10 years ago when I watched Mad Max 2, Mad Max 3, Beyond Thunderdome, and yes, I'm aware that in America it's called The Road Warrior. No, Mad Max. And what you get is a tale of a man whose wife and child has been killed, named Max, who is just trying to survive in a world which is populated by cars, a desperation for fuel and water and resources. And you get such a different style to anything else at the time. Like you talk about your Fast and the Furious, and that got absurd, and they're not even comparable to this. So in the beginning, it's a very basic, very cheap film because it was just an Australian small film. George Miller manages to create a lot of character, and with a character who barely talks, by the way. Max isn't a talker until maybe Beyond Thunderdome. But it's very clear that Mel Gibson at the time is very young. It's his first film. Australian accent the way it should be. We're not terribly proud of him now. We don't claim him. He is yours, America, and that is the way it is. But all of the acting in it is fantastic. We get a lot of franchise first in terms of it's just gritty. And also being based in Australia gives it a slight edge. It came out at that time when Crocodile Dundee in Australia was big in America. And what we got is sequel. Then in Mad Max Fury Road, which is the reason I went back and watched the original Mad Max, because I enjoyed Fury Road. It's essentially a 2-hour car chase. Like, it just doesn't end. But you've got Furiosa, you've got Max, you've got a dude playing a guitar with fire coming out of it on top of a car. Like some crazy messed up shit. But George Miller has done a lot of films. He's done films like Babe, Happy Feet 1 and 2, and he's a very ranged director. And you see him in this, and this is his world he created. He's created a very realistic and beautiful sort of artistry to desolation. And with that, he had just an amazing franchise that he built from the ground up. And then we get to Furiosa, where he takes on the side character slash should have been the main character of Mad Max Fury Road, and fleshes out her story and helps her grow. Now, Furiosa didn't do as well at the box office, but it is a fantastic film of a girl growing up in this desolation, in this isolation. Her mother is killed. She's brought up by this maniac played by Chris Hemsworth with a big nose prosthetic, and she becomes a warrior all her own. She becomes a strong woman. It literally rides right up into the back, because it's obviously a prequel to Mad Max Fury Road, right up into the back of Fury Road. Max doesn't appear in this film, really. Spoilers, he pops up for a background shot. You don't see him. But George Miller has done amazing things. And this is one of the true Australian sci-fis that sort of just got, I don't want to say hijacked by Americans, but Americans began backing the film. We get things like Tina Turner turning up in the third film in the Thunderdome. Very wacky and weird, but you know what? It's fun. The whole universe becomes a little bit more fantastical, but at the same time desolate, and there's just cars and trucks and motorcycles and amazing stunts. Like it's a really great franchise that is built upon sort of very small origins, and I think that's what we miss these days, is smaller films sort of reaching that pinnacle. And George Miller does it fantastic. He even says that he's got ideas for other Mad Max films, and I would love to see it. I think Furiosa was severely underrated. It's probably one of the better of the films in general, other than the original, and I would say it's better than Fury Road even. But I do feel like it got a bit of the we don't want a woman main character thing that fucking stupid people are about these days. But what did you think of Mad Max Fury Road, or Mad Max Furiosa, or Mad Max 1, 2, and 3? Did you like Tina Turner? This has been an Aussie Trek. Looking at some Australian sci-fi. If you like this and want to see more Australian sci-fi or talk about more Australian sci-fi, write it in the comments, like the video, and subscribe.